Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com. And about a little over 4 years ago, my son and his family moved down to Arizona from Washington State, and my wife and I have always watched their kids, and they still had one left to take care of, and so we followed them down about 40 miles south of Phoenix. So we both moved into an HOA location, but after 4 years, my son was getting real tired of that. So on February 19th of 2020, the house that you're looking at right there became his, and he got the key. And so the 19th, we started moving in, and then I had made this little weather vane as a housewarming present. And so on the second day, I brought my Mavic Mini out and started taking videos of what the house looks like from the air. And so that was back in the 20th of February of this same year. And this is October 10th, just roughly 8 months away, further down the road. And here is a weather vane. The one that I had made had counter-rotating props that came off of a Phantom DJI Phantom quadcopter, and so it made nice rotating counter-rotating props. The only thing is, it didn't last very long. So my son wanted me to make a little more tough one, so he gave me this old aircraft engine to put on it, and of course it takes a lot of wind to make that turn, but anyway, still gives us the right direction of the wind very, very accurately. So as you can see, I'm turning around, and if you remember the February video, there was no grass in the backyard, and it wasn't nearly as green and plush as it shows here. So what I wanted to do was just show the difference between when they moved in, and it wasn't long after they moved in until my son invited my wife and I to sell our house and move out here. So this is looking down at the front yard back in February, and there was some construction going on out in the street, but there wasn't a whole lot of grass, as you can see, and there was some, I guess, there in the backyard, but the front yard was pretty bare. And there's me standing down there on the little sidewalk, and as you can see, as you look at it, the backyard is just there's a little corral there, and then the shop, and there's a little lean-to on the side of the shop, but that's all that you see there. And then the neighbors, the house next door had been started, and the people that started the construction ran out of money. And so it's been sitting there for I don't know how long, but anyway, a year or more, and nothing being done with it. Now, this is October 10th, looking down at the front yard, which is much greener. I'm sorry. My throat's got a frog in it. Anyway, much greener, and it's been watered and taken care of, and I've kind of taken on the job of mowing the lawn. And so the front yard's looking a lot nicer, and then also the backyard looks much nicer. And there's some animals in that little corral. There's a burro or donkey, whatever you want to call it, and there's 4 goats somewhere around in there, and some chickens. And then the interesting thing is some folks ended up buying that house and moving in, and as you can see, they finished building it, and then they have also made it look much nicer. And then also you can see our 5th wheel trailer sitting there, which wasn't there in February. And my son added a whole lot to the shop. As you can see here, the shop as it was in February was just a shop with a lean-to. But you'll see as we go through the video here that he added an addition on there for for storage and for me and my sweetheart to work on our hobbies and things like that. But on that day, on February 20th, I wanted to get a look at this house and see what was going on. And there's the addition to the shop that is our storage room, and there's our fifth wheel. And so as you can see coming down now, the backyard of the neighbor's house looks a whole lot nicer than it did last February. And he's done a really good job of fixing it up. There's what it looked like in February. And all that junk that's piled in the back, I flew over there because I wanted to see what is that. And there's all kinds of things, broken up cabinets. I don't think there's any furniture, but a bunch of drywall broken up, and there's even what looks like a kitchen sink, or at least a utility room sink, and it's just a pile of junk laying there. And so whatever happened, we don't know, but whatever happened, the folks who ran out of money, it looks like they got upset and decided to ruin and destroy what they had already put together. So, because you can see there's all kinds of stuff there that the people that bought it cleaned up the mess, and then they also rebuilt all the stuff that's inside the house. So anyway, that's how it looked last February when we moved in. Now this is what it looks like, and they've got 3 little boys that are in grade school. I'm not sure all of them are in grade school, but I think a couple of them are. And so they've got a swing set out there, and of course a nice lawn for them to play on. And the lawn we're flying over right here, I think originally he was thinking about putting some cattle in there, but I'm not sure he's going to do that. He may have changed his mind. Anyway, he's got it all greened up, and it looks really nice compared to what it used to look like. All that junk's been hauled away, and he's poured concrete, and he's a contractor, and so he knows what he's doing. But anyway, the house looks a whole lot nicer than it did 8 months ago. So as we go up over the old look, you notice the doors are open, and the thing is just a mess all the way around. And so these really nice guy moved in there, and his wife and 3 kids, and they fixed it up. And you can see here as we fly over, I decided I wanted to take a look at the other side. And as a matter of fact, the next day I came out with my Mavic 2 zoom and flew it around and got a lot closer views of the house. But this was the second day that they had my son had his house out there, and they were still moving in, and I was playing around with my drones. But you can see that nothing had been done to the front yard, and there's piles of junk and brush, and there was a whole lot to clean up. Now keep in your mind. Now remember what this looks like around that corner of that house, because they've really changed it. And if you look down, you can see the windows were broken out, and the front door. I guess that's the front door. The front door is even open. All the doors, I don't think the doors had latches on them, and so they were all open, and it was an ugly mess. And I don't know all the details, but it would cost way too much for them for somebody to fix it up. But this guy, who's a contractor, it was a little easier for him. So here's October, and as you can see, the doors have knobs on them and locks. And the folks weren't home on the day that I did this. This was done on the weekend, and they were gone camping. And so but I told them ahead of time I was going to do it. But anyway, that's why you don't see any cars in the driveway. And this is the front yard. I don't think the front yard's coming out as quickly as the backyard because, well, for one thing, they just mowed it for the first time about 2 days before I made this video. So it's pretty new grass, and so that's why it's not, given a little time, this front yard's going to look like the backyard. Now, if you remember what it looked like when we came around that first time, looks like this was all garbage, and there was no concrete. He's had concrete poured around, and the windows are repaired, and just TLC is what you could call it. So anyway, this is what the front yard looks like now. And as we come back over the top of the house back in February, as you can see, there's no fifth wheel trailer. There's no addition to the shop, and there's no animals in the corral, and it's just kind of a mess. So anyway, that's what it looks like, and that's what it did look like, I should say. And in just a second, you're going to get to see what it looks like now. So that's how I was coming in. And back then, I hand launched and hand caught it, but I kind of given up on that. Of course, I don't fly my Mini as much as I used to. But as we come back now, you can see the shop's got the addition onto it with a little front porch, and that's where my wife is as I record this. She's over in there sewing quilts. And then there's our fifth wheel that we live in. And then if you look over to the right in the corral, there's a burrow. And I want to thank you for watching, and God bless.